Like
Yeah,
Lagos
60,
in
60.
UK.
I could come into the UK by just paying my deposit. And I just went ahead to do it. I realized that that could be possible. How did I raise my deposit? Yeah, I needed yes, about 5 million to get started. So they can say you can get a discount of 2,000 to 2,000 pounds, but only if you have
Are you aware of like universities that are not so expensive, basically pay little deposits?
universities like we had almost maybe up to 70% of Nigerians.
Hello, Mark. Nice to have you here again. It's been a
Yeah,
while.
yeah, thank you. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, and really, I'm very grateful. Today I was thinking about it. I remember when we had Power BI, like you teaching Power BI, and I was just like, can you do this? And you were just like, yes. And now
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, I wanted to share your story about how you came to the UK. And you're
yeah,
like, okay, so
yeah, 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 yeah,
you,
yeah, sure.
yeah, I'm very glad you're always happy to share your experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So, yeah, hello everyone. And with me here today is Mark Silas. I knew him from Castle where I did my undergraduate. I mean, we really didn't talk, right? When
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was
In
in
school, right?
Castle. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, you know, mathematicians are very busy in school, so we don't have a lot of social. People are very busy. So
yeah. And I think you were also 2 years ahead of me or 3 years. So it was just
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
big
think so. Yeah,
brother. Yeah.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you facilitated one of the programs we had about 2 years ago, and I'm glad to have you here.
Yeah.
So, Mark Silas is currently an analytics instructor at Now Skills Limited,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
before that, he did a master's in AI and data science at the
yeah,
University of Hull.
yep,
And from our conversation, he also did a bachelor's in mathematics at Kaduna State University, Nigeria.
yep,
And today he's going to tell us about how to self-fund yourself to school in the UK and
yeah,
everything about living in the UK.
yeah.
Yeah, nice to have you again.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah, I remember when you told me that you were self-funding, what I just thought about was like, Kai, this man has a lot of money.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of money, to be honest. In fact, I didn't save towards it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but how did it happen? Because I mean, schooling in the UK is not like schooling in Nigeria where you pay like not so much money.
Yeah.
How did you get the funds?
Okay, so I think I was opportune that so many factors fell in place at that time. Yeah, because number one, we could get like we could get funding for, I mean, we could get discounted dollar from the CBN then. That was what it was called Form A. So the federal government could help you pay your tuition at a discounted
Oh,
rate. Yes.
okay.
So, but that was cancelled later. So that helped me to be able to pay my deposit, right?
Okay, but like how much was the tuition?
So my tuition was 11,000 in total. So that was another opportunity again. Opportunity again. At then, University of Hull had a discounted tuition. So that made it easy. And then I also was able to get discounted rates with the CBN. That's another opportunity. So I could come into the UK by just paying my deposit, right?
Mm.
And then the remainder of my tuition, I could basically work and pay it off while in the UK. So I did the math. I realized that that could be possible, and I just went ahead to do it. So I think the question should be, how did I raise my deposit?
Yeah.
Because that was the only thing I raised, right? So I had a piece of property that I could sell, so I sold it. It didn't amount to a lot. It wasn't even up to 1 million naira. So, but then the exchange rate was good, was better than now. And then that time I had some family friends that could borrow me some money. So I got was it about 3 million um, that I was borrowed to be able to pay some part of my tuition. So that also helped me to pay for my first month accommodation. Yes, so that helped. Basically, that was how I was able to raise my deposit. So I had a little money with me, and then I got a loan, and then I was about to get married then. So I got married before I moved to the UK. So the person I got married to had a little fund as well. So we just put everything together, and yeah, that was how I came to the UK.
Wow, that's, I would say, a lot of help from God, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
okay. But like, when you think about it, how much in total did you need?
To
So it's like you needed 4 million for my calculations, or 5 million to get started.
Yeah, I needed yes, about 5 million to get started. So out of that, we're able to pay the initial deposit for the tuition.
And this was how much pounds?
I think it was about £2,000. The
Oh,
initial
wow.
deposit. Yes, it was about £2,000. It was about £2,000. Again, you need to understand that the exchange rate was lower, right? So
hmm
£2,000 of 2022 will not be £2,000 of 2025, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like compared to 11,000, because when you look at the fees,
Okay.
it just looks like a lot of money. And then for me, when I look at it, I'm just thinking about how can one raise like 11,000, for example.
Okay, so this is what happened, right? So when I paid the £2,000, that could allow me to move into the UK.
Yeah.
But once immediately you move in, you need to pay another installment immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had my £2,000 paid before leaving Nigeria. And then when I got to the UK after one month or thereabout, I needed to pay another about £2,000 again.
Mm-hmm.
So if you put that together, that's about £4,000
Yeah.
between being in Nigeria up to the point of being in the UK for like 1 month or thereabout.
Yeah.
Yes, so if that's almost nearly 50% of my entire tuition.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the rest of the money we were basically working to pay it off,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time working to pay off the loan I got.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
challenging because as a student you can only work 20 hours per week.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to make good use of that, and then I wasn't really saving a lot, but my wife could save quite much because she could work full time.
And this means your wife joined you immediately you came to the UK. So both of you were there at the same time.
Yes, both of
Oh,
us were
wow.
there at the same time. Although I came into the UK before she joined me, but the time gap is just like a month or so.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
nice.
Yes,
But you mentioned that you could work 20 hours. So on average, how much can a student earn? So this is working 20 hours per week or per month.
per week.
Okay, and on average, how much can you earn working 20 hours per week?
So if you are doing the normal student job, you will be able to raise less than £1,000.
Okay.
Yes, you'll be able to only raise less than £1,000. So it depends how much of work you are able to do. You can raise £800, £900. Yeah, so that range anyway. That's the range.
Okay.
Yeah, so 20 hours is just part-time working in the
Mm-hmm.
UK. Yeah. So if you are working full time, which you cannot, except school is not in term, you
Mm-hmm.
can work full time if school is not in term. So then you can work and make a lot more than £1,000. Yeah. So basically, that's it.
Okay. But like, how did you know about University of Hull? Was it like someone recommended or you were just randomly searching?
Okay, I did research. Although my first time in the UK was 2010.
Mm-hmm.
So I came in as like on a student exchange program, and the place I went to is called Britlington. So Britlington is like 1 hour or less from Hall.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't stay in Britlington. I actually stayed in Hall, right?
Okay.
So I could go to Britlington. So I stayed with a family in Britlington, a British family. So yeah, so I knew about Hall then. And then when I now decided to apply to a university, I was looking for a university that could fit my budget, and also the deposit can is flexible enough, and the payment installment is also flexible for me. So it happened that Hall was the most suitable for that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I just applied. They gave me an admission, and that was it.
Okay, but is this offer still available? Like, there are a lot of people that want to do like this kind of course. And I mean, I feel like they may be able to take a loan or something. So is it just for this data science and AI that is like 11,000 where you deposit 2,000, or there are many courses which are like the payment is along this range?
So as at then, when we came in, there were a lot of the courses were like, where this where like the way I explained it, you could pay £2,000 as deposit. I think the deposit was generally for almost every course then.
Okay.
Yes. But the tuition for University of Hull now, I think it has gone up to £14,000.
Okay.
Although you may likely still be able to get discount. I don't know how much. Yes, but I don't think the deposit is still 2,000.
Yeah.
I think it will have gone up to maybe 4,000 or thereabouts. So anyone interested will have to research on their
Mhm.
website to know the latest information.
Okay, so
Yeah.
when you talk about discounts, do they, for example, give you the admission and say discounts are available, or you have to request for it?
Normally it's available. So some of the discount could come with an eligibility requirement, right?
Okay.
So they can say you can get a discount of 2,000 pounds, but only if you have maybe your first degree is, let's say, or your BSc is maybe a first class or a
Mm.
second class upper, right?
Mm.
Yeah, so the discount could have such clause,
Okay, I mean, it
basically.
sounds like a scholarship.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, let me call it a scholarship.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, a
cool.
part scholarship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you aware of like universities that are not so expensive and where someone can have like you basically pay little what's it called now? Deposit.
Um, I mean, most of the universities now, the deposits are quite more than, I think they're probably more than 2,000 now. But uh, I can't give you information that is certain at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyone that will want to find such university will have to research. But
Yeah.
then universities like T-Site University were flexible or had flexible payment. Teesside, Sunderland had flexible payment. University of Holden, I don't know about now. Then Bolton University as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so Bradford as well, Bradford University. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
what other university? Yeah, so these were some of the universities that you find like a lot of Nigerians. I remember then my class, we had almost maybe up to 70% of Nigerians.
Mhm.
Like the class constitute of
It's
70,
like
yeah,
Lagos
60,
in
60,
UK.
exactly 60 to 70% Nigerians. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Can you spell the T sites? How is T sites?
All right, so it's letter T, then double E,
Mm-hmm.
then side, SIDE.
Okay, SIDE.
Yeah, T
Oh,
side. T
okay,
double
cool.
E SIDE.
Nice. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yep.
And you mentioned that you traveled with your wife. How is that now? Because I hear that like there are stringent immigration policies. How were you able, no, sorry, rather, you didn't travel with your wife, but she came later. How easy was it for her to get a visa?
It was easy then because the UK policy allowed a student to come with his or her partner,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't do that now because that policy was reversed. You can come with your partner, but it has to be you have to be on a research program, not just a mere master's program.
Yeah.
Yes, so basically, it's difficult now to come with your partner.
But did she have a job offer before she came, or she got the job only when she arrived?
She got the job only when she arrived. You don't need a job offer to join
Oh.
your partner. Yeah.
So just thinking about it now, like what if the partner applies independently? So for example, the partner gets a job. Do you think the immigration officers will be okay with that? She gets a job offer in the UK and then applies to come.
Yeah, absolutely. If you get a job offer, so it's not any job offer that can bring you over to the UK. It has to be a job offer that comes with a visa sponsorship.
Okay.
Yes. So the job, uh, the the company needs to sponsor your visa because your visa needs to be sponsored, right? Because you'll be, if it's a job for offer, then you'll be coming to the UK as a skilled worker.
Mm-hmm.
So you need a skilled worker visa. So the company you'll be working for will have to sponsor that visa for you to come.
Okay, what does visa sponsorship mean? Does it mean they pay the visa fees? Like, what does it involve?
No, so what they do normally, they offer you a document called Certificate of Sponsorship.
Mm-hmm.
So that certificate of sponsorship will have some details that you need when you're applying for your visa. Basically, to say that, okay, I'm applying for this visa because I got a job with this company, and then these are their details. They are sponsoring my visa. Basically, it's like sponsorship is like saying that we are responsible for this person.
Okay.
That's kind of what it means.
Mhm.
We're responsible for this person in the UK. We are responsible for bringing this person into the UK to work for us.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how it works. So you can't really just independently come into the UK without sponsorship.
Yeah, and I hear like some companies don't want to do this. I mean, if you've given me a job, why can't you write a document to say you've given me a job? Is there an additional thing they have to do aside from writing this document that makes companies unwilling to
Yeah,
um
yeah. So the certificate of sponsorship is more or less also, I mean, it also means that the company is licensed to bring in people, yeah, and to sponsor people to from overseas to work for them.
yeah,
So for you to be licensed, you need to follow certain processes, and it will involve some cost.
okay,
Yes, it involves some cost. So some companies do not want to incur such cost. So they will want to hire internally someone that already has some form of visa or the other, or someone that already has citizenship.
Mhm.
Yes, so yeah, some companies only go as far as sponsoring the visa if they realize that you are a very if the investment will be worth it. Maybe you are a very highly skilled professional. Yes, but yeah, it costs some money. Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for enlightening us on that.
yeah,
You mentioned that because you had gone to the UK before for an exchange program, it was like a motivation for you to go back to study.
yeah.
But like, why did you choose to self-fund yourself? Like,
Yeah, that's actually an interesting question because why not scholarship? Because
yeah,
scholarship will probably not cost me anything.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, so scholarship will not cost you anything, but it will cost you your time and a lot of mental efforts to prepare uh, document to enter into a competition with others that are also applying for such scholarship. So as at when I had the plan to move over to come to the UK, I didn't have the time to wait
Mm,
to enter a competition to apply for a scholarship. That's one. And then secondly, I did the math and realized that I could fund it.
mm,
Yeah, I could fund it, and because of that, so what made me realize that I could fund it was because someone offered to give me a loan,
mhm.
right? So if I didn't have the opportunity of that loan, it wouldn't have been possible for me to come to the UK.
Okay.
Yes, so that loan helped a lot to yeah, enable me to move to the UK.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, really getting a scholarship, it needs a lot of effort and trying and trying. But
Yeah,
does this also, and I mean, for scholarships, for example, you need to have graduated with maybe like a good grade and then
yeah,
you have a good profile.
yeah.
Does it mean that if you are self-funding yourself, then they don't really look at your academic qualification and everybody gets admitted, or like what does it mean?
Uh, well, somehow, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So the thing is, educational institutions in the UK are run as a business.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are going to be self-funded students, they actually want your money because in this case, you are a customer, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So you're a customer, they want your money, they want to sell their product to you. So they will not want to reject your money for any silly reason. All right. So most people that basically want to self-fund their education to the UK, the rate of the rate of getting admission is actually higher, right?
Mhm.
So you get it. But the question is, will you be able to fund it? You know, so that's where the challenge is. So getting admission is easier if you are self-funding.
Yeah.
The vetting process is flexible. Uh, However, if it's a scholarship, you know you are competing with a lot of other brilliant students. So you need to be at your cutting edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, in all of this, it's finance, right? Like, how then do you study? Because I imagine you have to have a good grade, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like how do you study and work and how do you even save? Because I feel like it's probably quite expensive. You are trying to pay up loan, you are trying to live, then you are trying to pay tuition. So it's like three things at the same time. How do you manage finances?
Yeah, so it's to be honest, is very difficult, very, very difficult. So your first year, your second year, you'll be on a very, very tight budget, because you need to save to pay your rent, you need to save to pay your tuition, you need to save to pay your loan. So basically, and you need to work a lot. So I was able to maintain employment, like normal student job. But like I said, my the income I'm getting from my student job could not handle all the expenses.
Mm,
So I had a partner that was helping me to be able to support payment of some of these things, right?
yeah.
Yes. So firstly, like I said, your income will hardly be up to £1,000. If you want to get an accommodation, you need a very cheap accommodation. You need to get the cheapest possible that you can manage for a short time.
Mhm.
And again, you need to prioritize your time to be able to read and be able to graduate with a good grade, because it doesn't make sense if you graduate without a good grade, because again, you enter another competition in the job market.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's difficult, but if you are, I think if you are determined, it's something that you can do. Plan your time, live on a budget, minimize unnecessary spending, and yeah, it's achievable. So it was achievable for me then, like I said, because I was determined. Although, you know, it's a new environment, so it will be challenging. There are so many other things that will be challenging, but yeah, but then it was possible for me. I don't know about now. I feel like things are much difficult now, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah,
I mean, like if I do the maths
yeah,
and I'm paying a tuition fee of like 14,000 pounds,
yeah,
and say on average I earn 800 euros, 800 pounds a month.
yeah.
So you said you can earn 800 pounds for a week. So I'm basically
No,
earning,
for a month, not a week.
wow. Okay, this is a lot. So I'm basically earning 800 pounds per month, and a semester runs for,
Like 3 or 4, 3 months, I think. 3 or 4
okay.
months, yeah.
Wow, this really, so you only get on average 3,200 pounds for a semester, and
Yes,
you
yeah.
have like a debt of 12,000 across 12 months, across 24 months. Is that?
No, not 24 months, 12 months.
Oh, the master's is in 1 year.
Yeah, the UK Masters is mostly 1 year.
Wow. So it means you need to have to be able, you need 1,000 pounds at least per month, which is like you don't even have enough
Yeah,
of that. Wow.
yeah. So, like I said, I had a partner, so
Mm,
and she could work full time then.
yeah.
So she could make up to 1,000, 1,002, one thousand
Yeah.
three. Yeah. So, but my own income, I could only be able to pay for my rent
Yeah.
and pay for rent, pay for energy, pay for my feeding, and other, and then have a little to save, not that much,
Yeah.
maybe 100 or 200 pounds.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're coming as a single person to study, you will need to pay a large chunk of your
Yeah.
tuition before you come into the UK.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now looking at it, I feel like it's going to be very stressful. And like, how easy is it to get a student job?
I don't know about now, but when we came in then, it was relatively easier. I came in 2022, so that was 2 years after COVID.
Yeah.
So the economy was trying to come together in the UK, and there were jobs were available because there were not much people to do jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So during 2020, there were not a lot of people coming to the UK, right?
Yeah.
So what that means is that the people that will have left the UK, that had jobs that will have left, they will leave a lot of vacancies that
Yeah.
needs to be occupied. So when we came in, there was relatively
Mm-hmm.
jobs. But the
Yeah.
time we were coming in, there were a lot of other immigrants that were coming in at the same time, to
Mm-hmm.
study and do other things. So with time, because of the increase of student population,
Yeah.
and then now the policies are tighter. So it's quite. I will assume that it's quite difficult now to get a
Mhm.
student job. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, thank you so much for that insight. Really, I would advise anybody that wants to go the self-study route to really have like a lot of money already, maybe close to half of the tuition, so that you are not under so much pressure.
yeah, exactly. So if you have close to half of the tuition, um, yeah, that's a good start. But you need to also do the maths
Yeah.
and be able to calculate. For instance, if you are able to earn, let's say 700, 800 pounds per month, will it be able to cover the rest of your tuition at the long
Yeah.
run? So if you can do that math, it's very important to do this research because you can come into the UK and you can be stranded and you struggle a lot and your experience will not be pleasant.
Hmm. Yeah.
So you need to do the maths and yeah.
Yeah. And in terms of like managing what you have, how did you find affordable accommodation? And in
Y-
terms of like feeding, like how were you able to manage and all?
Yeah, so accommodation, to find affordable accommodation, you need to search, you know, accommodation are found online. You need to apply on some platforms like maybe spareroom.com or what's the other platform? Yeah, there are other platform you could get student accommodation. Normally a shared house, right? So
Mm,
a shared house is like a 5 bedroom flat, like a 5 bedroom building, and you
mm,
can just have one of the rooms in that building and pay, let's say maybe 400 pounds. So then I was paying 380 pounds for
wow.
a room, but I don't think you can get the same. That you can be able to get same room for same amount right now. Things will have gone up a little. So 380, I could manage to pay 380 out of, let's say, my 800 pounds income per month. So you see, I still have, let's say, 420 or thereabout left to pay other things. So feeding was okay. There are a lot of alternatives. Um, food is not food is not that expensive in the UK.
Okay.
Yes, there's a lot of fast food,
Mm,
and yeah, some fast food are cheap. You can decide to make your own food at home. You know, you can make a stew to last you. You can make stew to last you a week,
mm,
and then yeah, yeah. So yeah, and you won't be eating out because if you are going to restaurants to eat, like let me call it luxurious meal. Yeah, if you're going to a restaurant to do that, it means at the end of the month, you won't have much left to you.
yeah.
So yeah, so that period will be a very tight time for you. You need to live on a budget. But the thing is things basically get better.
Mm-hmm.
So when you eventually complete your studies, you get a full-time employment, you get a proper income, you can raise your standard of living. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So basically,
Oh,
that's
that's
it.
cool.
Yeah,
And what kind of student jobs are there that one can do?
yeah. So there's a lot you can do. Care job. Care basically is to care for either old people or disabled people. You can do housekeeping. Housekeeping basically is cleaning in hotels, cleaning rooms, when guests leave.
Mm-hmm.
You can do replenishment, that is retail store replenishment. You replenish or restock, basically.
Mm,
Um, you can work in a warehouse, and yeah, there are so many other options. You can work in hospitality. Yeah, so there's quite a number of jobs, student jobs.
Yeah, and I mean, there's no language barrier. Like for here in Germany, like thinking about looking for a job is like you have to think about can I speak German or not? But it's cool because you, of course, like you already have a bachelor's. So, I mean, the minimum qualification for such a job like that is not even like you have a degree. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's the good thing about the UK, you know, there is no language barrier.
Yeah,
Yeah, sometimes I feel for people in places like Germany, for instance,
yeah,
because it's survival will be a bit tight or tough.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so let's go a bit into the academics. So
yeah.
when you look at the academic life in the UK versus in Nigeria, do you feel like it's better in the UK, it was easier or it was stressful? How was it for you?
Um, so uh So in the UK, the difference will be that the UK is basically using, for instance, the latest technology to teach,
Mm-hmm.
and they are probably using the latest techniques or methods for teaching, right? Uh, they are also using the latest infrastructure, or they have the latest infrastructure that facilitates teaching or learning, right? I think these are where the major challenge are. But when it comes to the academic content, I personally think it's basically the same. Yes, it's basically the same, the academic content. And although education in Nigeria is quite rigorous, yeah, so the ways in which you will find it difficult is not in terms of your ability to understand content or complete assessment or all of that. It will be basically things around the use of technology, the different methods and techniques, now the use of, the infrastructure
Yeah.
and other kinds of things. Yes, but in terms of academic content, I don't think there's a lot of difference there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think there's a lot of difference there. Yeah.
Yeah, but how about the environment? Like when you hear about some stories of people studying in Nigeria, for example, it's like someone wants you to fail for some not just cause. Like, how is it over there?
So it's not the same. I think the teachers or the lecturers here are, are probably better. Um, they As long as you do your work properly, they will give you the corresponding mark you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
There may be discrepancy here and there, but most of the time you get the mark, you basically get the mark you deserve, right? And they are usually what they call, so schools or universities or institutions like that will have what they call safeguarding committees or committees that investigate maybe issues, like maybe a lecturer, is trying to fail you intentionally, right? So if you have evidence of that, that lecturer can be investigated, and there can be a fair process of that happening. So because of such, you realize that most of the lecturers are fair. Nobody wants to be investigated.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to lose his or her job. Yeah, I think that's basically what we like in Nigeria, because some lecturers can actually go scot-free for failing a student intentionally. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And even when investigations are done, the process may not be that fair. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so basically, so that's where I would say the UK is
Mm-hmm.
is doing better. Yeah.
Okay. But like some also for some people they complain about loneliness and like you are working too much, but you don't have people to talk to. Although you said for you your class was like 60% Nigerians,
Yeah.
Like, were you able to connect with the people there? Did you find community when you were schooling?
Now, that is the number one major challenge an immigrant will face in the UK. In fact, it is a national problem in the UK, loneliness and isolation, basically. So even the people in the UK are experiencing that. So if you're an immigrant, it probably will be even worse for you. So for that, so you won't have the kind of community or connection you have with people in Nigeria, right? So Africa generally is we have a very communal lifestyle. We believe in social connections a lot, and that's why we have a lot of parties. A little birthday you want to convert it. You want to make it into a big party. A little child's birthday, you convert it to a party. You invite people. So we do that a lot. But here in the UK, is not that. You won't see that happening a lot. So to solve that problem, you need to be intentional about connecting with like minds. And then you guys will need to schedule time to meet, gather, talk. You have to be intentional. Otherwise, no such thing will happen. Yes.
Mm.
And you'll be lonely. Yeah, so loneliness is actually real in the UK. So for me, I connected through, I think the church is a good way to connect to other people. Though the culture is different, but you have to find a way to adapt. And then also you connect with other Africans or other Nigerians. Yeah. Although most of the time people are busy, people are working, people want to make more money. So some people may not have time, for connection. So I mean, you need to find people that value connection and they are intentional about it so that you can always meet, talk, and all of that. But yeah, the UK can be very lonely. And in fact, you're not, yeah, a lot of the time you won't like it, especially during winter when it is very, very cold and not comfortable to always be outdoors. Yeah, so yeah, it's quite a challenge.
Mhm. Okay, cool, but you survived then. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. And although a lot of the times I always wish I can go to Nigeria and meet people again and yeah, all of that. So
Yeah. Okay, so that's good to know your journey so far, like in terms of academics.
yeah.
How easy was it to get a job, like a proper job after you finished?
So most of the time it may not be easy.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I did, right? The first year I came in, I started applying for job, right? However, most employers will not employ you on a student visa.
Yeah.
If there is any employer that will employ you, he will have to employ you on a part-time basis. So most professional jobs are not interested in employing you on a part-time basis. So those jobs are available, but they are very scarce.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a competition again. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I started applying anyway. My first year, there were a couple of attempts at interview here and there, but some of the employers will realize, oh, you don't have a visa to allow you to work full time, so they can't employ you. So you get that experience, you get that kind of experience, and so again, I met a lady that told me that she got a job while she was still a student.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she got a full-time job while she was still a student, and it was a bank, Lloyd's Bank, and they they accepted to keep the job for her until she completes her studies to resume full time with them. Yes, so that was like 4 or 5 months before she could complete her studies. So that was so the bank realized that they could wait for her So, and then she told me that that happens for some people, but you need to be able to apply and you need to be able to believe that you can, get such opportunities. So she told me that, I was like, oh, so that can happen. So I started applying. I was a student, I was studying, doing all of my, coursework, and I was still applying for jobs. I was optimizing my CV. And
Mm.
then eventually I got a job.
Wow.
Yeah, so I got a job as a student and they allowed me to resume, but on a part-time basis.
Okay.
Yes. So I started working professionally. I was still a student. I was working part-time on a part-time basis, but I was converted to full-time immediately I completed my studies, right? But that's a rare occurrence. Not many people get that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a combination of you need to have like the working experience before you come to the UK.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of people that will be able to get that kind of opportunity. Yeah, working experience, valuable set of skills. Yeah, so I think that helped me because I had prior experience in data science. So that helped me basically. So that's another thing is job application in the UK is a numbers game.
Mm-hmm.
So statistically speaking, there's what they call the law of large numbers.
Yeah.
So the more application you submit, the more your chances of getting a job, basically.
Mm.
So someone that will submit 200 applications within a particular period against someone that will submit, let's say, 20 or 30 applications, the person with 200 is likely to get a job
Yeah.
faster than the person doing 20. Yeah. So
Mm.
basically, it's a numbers game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm, that's cool.
Yeah.
And did you find, for example, your network important in getting a job? I mean, this lady just spoke to you, but did you need to speak to others to get referrals, or like it was just you're just applying randomly?
Yeah. So I didn't get any referral at all. But you could find people that will refer you for certain jobs. That's possible. So if you are new to the UK, one thing that can help you is connection. When I mean connection is you need to meet people, you need to talk to people, you need to be inquisitive, you need to ask questions, right? If you do that, that will help you a lot than being isolated. So talking to people, you get to realize or gather useful information that could help you. Like I said, this lady is someone that she came to see some of my housemates. They were Indians, and then we will just gist and all of that. So, and then I heard that she got a job with Lloyd's as a data engineer. So I was curious,
Mm-hmm.
and then I started having conversation with her. I collected her number. I asked to see what she did in her CV
Mm-hmm.
to be able to secure that job. So that's very important. Yeah, so I was able to, you know, fashion my CV in a similar way with hers, and I think that helped me to also get interviews,
Mm.
slots, and all of that. Yeah,
Oh,
basically.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Yeah, we are going towards the end.
yeah.
And for you, what do you think have been the biggest lessons you've learned since your time in the UK?
Biggest lessons. Wow, biggest lessons. Wow, I can't. I'm struggling to think of.
Okay, but what was your most remarkable moment? Was there this time that you were like, wow, I did this, or wow, how did this happen to me? Was there like or something very shocking that happened to you? Something along these lines?
Yeah, so I think one of the remarkable things was that I was able to get a job, a professional job while
Okay.
still a student. Like I said, is a very, very rare occurrence. So I didn't just get a job, I got a job that could offer me a visa sponsorship.
Hmm.
So while I was still a student, I already knew that I had a job that will offer me a skilled worker visa. So while people were struggling to get jobs to sponsor them, I didn't have that struggle at all. So, yes, so basically, so that was like one of the remarkable things. Other things was when I was learning how to drive. Uh,
Talk
yeah, so
about learning how to drive.
yeah, learning how to drive is one of the most challenging things you experience in the UK, especially as a Nigerian. Yeah, so I failed my practical test like, was it like 5 times?
What?
So yes, so yeah, exactly. So I felt like a failure. In fact, yeah, if you are the type that is not used to failing,
Yeah.
that will really affect you a lot. But I mean, I just managed myself and I still passed. So yeah, the assessment is can be tough. Yeah, so it's one of the, yeah, will I say remarkable or challenging things I experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah, what other thing? Yeah, I think that's basically it.
Okay, cool. But
Yeah.
like, do you think, did you know how to drive before going to the UK?
Not, I wasn't very good. I could drive a little. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I wasn't very good.
But do you know, because I have a feeling that like if you know how to drive to an extent, like it will be easier for you. Is that true or
It's not always, it's partially true.
but what I mean, we are not killing ourselves in Nigeria. We drive. So how different is their driving from the driving in Nigeria?
Okay, it's very different because a lot of rules or regulations are involved. You have to
Okay.
observe. The UK driving is characterized by a lot of rules, like a
Mhm.
lot of rules. So your ability to drive and observe those rules is what will make you pass. In Nigeria, we don't really have a lot of rules, or a lot of driving rules are not enforced in Nigeria. So you
Yeah.
can just pick a car, get a license and start driving, and you can drive against the rule, like driving one way, for instance,
Hmm.
and that will not be enforced. But you can't do that in the UK. You have to drive according to the speed of every road, and every road does not have the same speed limit.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and you need to be aware of not just the speed limit, you have to stop at the red light.
Hmm.
If you don't stop at the red light, there are some cameras that can capture your number plate and you'll be penalized. Yes, exactly. So you have to drive on the right side of the road
Yeah.
all the time. You have to be able to drive on the right side of the road when you are turning at a roundabout. You can't just enter the roundabout and stay anywhere. So the rules are very, very strict and they are a lot. So to get used to those rules and eventually pass is majorly the challenge that people face. Yeah.
Okay. But would you
Yes.
advise someone to learn how to drive in Nigeria before coming? I mean, I think you could get an international license, right? Or
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you can. So I will advise it. It actually helps to learn how to drive from Nigeria. It actually helps. Yes, it actually helps. But just that if all your driving in Nigeria has been kind of reckless a bit, you find it challenging when you come over to UK, but it helps. Again, you can come over with an international license, so that can help you to drive for 1 year,
Hmm.
right? But again, in that 1 year, you will get familiar with the road signs and road policies or rules, and all of that. So that helps a lot before you eventually do the UK driving assessment. So yeah, 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 why not? Learn how to drive before coming.
Yeah. So lastly, what are the practical steps you recommend for someone from a low-income family or a low-income country who dreams about coming to study in the UK?
So coming to the UK, so what I would say is if someone from low income background, right? Um, Coming to the UK can actually help to boost so many things about you. But the question is whether you can afford it. If you can't afford it, I will recommend scholarship route. And then again, what are you coming to study in the UK? Not just every course is lucrative.
Mm,
Yes, yeah. Some courses you will do them, you will get a job, but you will not be able to get a job that pays you a very significant amount, right? Because those kind of jobs are not in demand, for instance. So
okay.
yeah, so tech roles or tech related jobs are actually in demand. So those ones are very good. People in medical professions, yeah, those ones are good because they are basically in demand. But anything like yeah, those are the ones that I would recommend for anyone. So that your relocation will be worth it, right? Yes, yeah, so that your relocation will be worth it. And I will also encourage anyone coming to the UK to have some form of experience, working experience if possible. Have some existing skills that are useful, have some form of working experience, because the job market in the UK is driven by work experience.
Mm,
Yes, so if you don't have work experience, you struggle to get a professional job. Yes, and then like I said, is a competition. The job are not just there for you to just pick up. Many other immigrants are coming from other countries, and they are as talented and probably as intelligent as you are. So you need to compete against all these people to get a job, basically. So yeah, I mean, if you can afford it, come over. If you can get a scholarship, come over. You know, it has the possibility of actually changing your life or improving your life. Because at the end of the day, be able to have some income, be able to save, be able to buy properties, be able to raise your quality of life, support your family. Yeah, so yeah, so why not?
I thought you would have been speaking like the British people. You'd be speaking through your nose. You're like hell, hell, hell.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I don't know. I think so. I actually went to Nigeria and I met one of my friends, and she was expecting me to speak like that. And I'm like, unfortunately, I'm sorry, that didn't work for me. And she was like, ah, you're a serious Chonga man. So I'm like, well, uh, that's it. It just didn't work for me, you know. I mean, there are a lot of my colleagues that we came together. They were able to pick up the accent, but for me, no, it didn't. It didn't work. Probably I wasn't passionate about it, and I feel like I can speak and people can understand me. So why the accent? So I didn't really make an effort.
Yeah, really, like I recently started watching a lot of British films and it just feels like I just want to have this British accent. It's just yeah,
Yeah, it's nice. It's good.
yeah. So who
Yeah.
knows when I come to the UK, maybe I'll just come and learn how to speak and I'll be like, where you going?
Yeah, I mean, people come to the UK and in 1 month they are picking up accent. I don't know. I'm 3 years in the UK now, going 4 years. Nothing of that has happened.
You're representing your Chongai people.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite unfortunate for me. Yeah, so yeah, I mean the UK accent is good to speak it. It's good to yeah, it's an interesting accent. Just that I don't know, it just didn't work for me.
Yeah, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Thank
No accent in Germany. I wasn't. You were not.
I mean, their accents, right? Like,
Yeah.
but I'm also not an accent kind of person.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but I really love the British accent. Like,
Yeah. It's actually. is nice. In
Yeah.
fact, there's the accent called the Scouse accent. The Scouse
Okay.
accent is one of the most difficult accents in the UK. Like you will almost think that anybody speaking it is not speaking English.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, because it's so deep, it's so twisted, it's so they don't pronounce words like regular British people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Scouse, most of the people that speaks that like have the Scouse language are people from Liverpool.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have like some of my apprentice or learners that I teach. They have such accents, so you need to listen carefully and closely to understand them. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much,
yeah,
Mark, for helping us understand what it involves to school in the UK. And I hope people would actually find this video very useful.
yeah,
Yeah, so thank you again, and I
yeah,
wish you all the best as you move forward in your career and yeah, more progress.
yeah. Thank you for the invite. Yeah, it's always a pleasure. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I'm definitely going to have like another session with you, or like you come to teach us something, and I believe you'll be available.
yeah, yeah. I hope so. Yeah, hopefully I should be.
Okay.